Hi Year 2, welcome to today's maths lesson. Before we get into our actual maths lesson, we're going to start off with some fluency, and our fluency is all about counting in twos. That's getting us ready for next week when we're going to start learning all about multiplication and your times tables. So the first job that we have today is to start from 0, counting in twos following the sequence. So let's get ready. 3, 2, 1, 0, 2. 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24. Well done for saying those with me. Right, you know the drill now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you to close your eyes. And whilst your eyes are closed, I'm going to cover up 2 of the numbers in our sequence. And you're going to then read the sequence back with those missing numbers filled in. So close your eyes, no peeking. Wait till I tell you that I'm finished. Okay, and open your eyes. You might already notice which numbers are missing. Let's say the sequence together. 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. Well done. 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Well done if you got that one. 22, 24. Well done. That was tricky. So I'm going to do it one more time. You're going to close your eyes. No peeking. No looking. No cheating. And open your eyes again. Right, let's do the same thing again. You might already know which numbers are missing. Let's see if you're right as we go through the sequence. So get ready. 3, 2, 1, 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Well done. Have you noticed that? 14, 16. Well done. Have you got that one as well? 18, 20, 22, 24. Fabulous. Well done. Keep practicing counting your twos, and it will really help you with your maths lessons next week as well. So what we're going to do today is we're going to carry on where we left off in the last week before the holidays. Now, it could be a little bit trickier because you don't physically have the deans with you, but do your best with what you have at home. So we're looking at how to subtract 2 two-digit numbers. And before the holidays, we were looking at calculations set out in the column method. That is the formal written way of calculating addition and subtraction with quite big numbers. So the first thing that we need to do is work out what is this first number. Well, I need to look at how many tens and how many ones my number has. So my top number is made up of 3 tens and it is made up of 8 ones. So I know that this number that is on the top is the number 38. And what I'm doing is I'm subtracting 15, 1 10 and 5 ones. So I'm doing the calculation, 38 take away 15. But I've set it out like this because all of my ones, so you can see that this number has got 8 ones and this number has got 5 ones. All of my ones are in one column together, and all of my tens, so I've my 3 tens from my first number and my 1 10 from my second number, they are all in the same column as well. And the first number always goes on the top and the second number always goes on the bottom. Now down here is what I like to call your giant equal sign. If you have a look really carefully, it looks like a huge equal sign. And inside that is where we're going to write our answer. So what we're going to do is we're always going to start with the ones. Well done if you remembered that from before the holiday. So following my success criteria then, I am starting with, so here is what I'm starting with. I am starting with 8 ones. Do I have enough to be able to subtract 5? So let's have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, I do. I do have enough. This criteria says if not. That one doesn't matter because I do have enough to subtract 5 ones. How many do I have left? So I've got 1, 2, 3 ones left. So what I need to do is I need to write those 3 ones I have left in my answer section down here. So I started with 8 ones, I subtracted 5, and I had 3 left. So now the final step is to subtract the tens. So I'm starting with 3 tens, and I'm subtracting 1 of them. How many do I have left? I've got 2 tens left. So I write my answer down here. You might remember doing that before the holidays. So well done if you managed to work out the answer, especially if you managed to do it faster than me. Okay, so what we're going to do now is I'm going to ask you to pause the video here and have a go at doing this calculation on a piece of paper or a whiteboard or whatever it is that you have at home, and we will go through it together shortly. Remember to keep the video paused if you need more time to work it out, because now we're going to go through it. So before I work out my answer, I need to work out what my top number is. And I can do that by looking at how many tens and how many ones that number has. So my top number, the number that I'm starting with, has got 4 tens and 5 ones. So my number is 45. Well done if you worked that out. The number that I'm taking away is 21 because I have got 2 tens and 1 1. So remember, where do we need to start when we do the column method? We always start with the ones. Well done if you remembered that. So I am starting with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I am starting with 5 ones. Do I have enough ones here to be able to take away 1? Yes, I do. This criteria says if not. That doesn't apply because I do have enough to take away 1 1. So now subtract the ones. I did that. I took away my 1 1. How many do you have left? Well, I can see that I've got 4 ones left. So I need to write that down here where my answer goes. Finally, subtract the tens. So I'm starting with 4 tens. If I subtract 2 of them, how many tens will I have left? And you can see that I've got 2 tens left, and I write that down here in my answer section. Well done if you managed to work that out. We're now going to move on to something a little bit trickier. So as you can see here, my first number has got 3 tens. Well done if you said that. But it doesn't have anything in the ones column. So just have a think, what does that mean? If I don't have anything in my ones column, what digit do I need to write in my ones column here? That's right, we're going to write 0 because I have got no ones being shown in my ones column. And you can see down here that I'm going to take away 15. I'm going to take away 1 10, and I'm going to take away 5 ones. So I am starting with, am I starting with any ones? No, I'm not. I'm starting with 0 ones. Do I have enough to be able to subtract 5 ones? Just have a think for a second. Do I have enough to be able to take away 5 ones from here? No, I don't. So what can I do? I'm starting with 0 ones, and I don't have enough to be able to subtract 5 ones. So if not, what do I need to do? I need to exchange one of my 10s for 10 ones. Well done, that's because 10 ones is equal to or is the same as 1 10. So I'm going to take one of the 10s from my 10s column and I'm going to bring it into my ones column. But we know that 10s are too big for the ones column and only ones are allowed in my ones column. So that's where this step comes in. I need to make an exchange, and exchange means to swap. So I'm going to take this 10 and I'm going to swap it for 10 ones. So I've done that part of my success criteria, now I can tick it off. Now subtract the ones. So now I can see that I do have enough ones here to be able to subtract 5. So let's do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many ones do I have left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I can see that I've got 5 ones left, and that's what I need to write in my answer section. Finally, I forgot to tick my success criteria. Finally, subtract the 10s. Now I don't have 3 10s anymore because one of my 10s got turned into some ones. So that means I've only got 2 10s left. So now I have 2 10s and I'm going to subtract one of my 10s. So let's take one of those 10s away. How many 10s do I have left? That's right, I've got 1 10 left. So my answer is 15. I'm going to show you that one more time, and then I will leave my example on the board, and you can pause the video and work out the answer to this question as we go along. So the first thing we need to do is work out what our starting number is. So I'm starting with 4 10s, that's right. But I haven't got anything here in my ones column. So that means I need to put 0 in my ones column for my number. And as you can see, I am subtracting 23. 2 10s and 3 1s. Now to work out my answer, I need to follow my success criteria. I am starting with ones. How many ones am I starting with? That's right, I'm starting with 0 ones. Tick that when you've done it. Does that mean I've got enough here to be able to subtract 3 ones? That's right, I don't have enough here to be able to take away 3 ones. So I need to get myself some ones. So what do I need to do that? That's right, I need to exchange one of my 10s for 10 ones. So one of my 10s is going to go into my ones column, but that's not allowed in my ones column, it's too big. So I'm going to make an exchange, that means I'm going to swap it instead for 10 ones, because 10 ones is equal to 1 10. Now do I have enough to be able to subtract some ones? Yes, I do. So now I can subtract my 3 ones. 1, 2, 3. So I'm doing 10 ones and I'm taking away 3. If you know your number bonds to 10, then you will know that that leaves us with 7 ones. Well done. And I'm going to write that down here in my answer section. So now that I've calculated how many ones I've got left, I can finally subtract the 10s. So I don't have 4 10s anymore like I did originally, because that 1 10 that I had here had to become some ones. So that means I've got 3 10s left. I'm going to take away 2 of them. 1, 2, and that leaves me with 1 10, that's right. So that 1 10 that I have left goes down here in my 10s column. So that means 40 subtract 23 equals 17. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you this calculation. And I'm going to ask you to pause the video and have a go at working this calculation out on a whiteboard or a piece of paper. And after you've done that, play the video again, and then we'll start to go through it. Remember, if you need a little bit more time, you can always keep the video paused, but we are going to go through it now, so make sure that you're ready. Okay, so the first number that we are starting with has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tens. But it doesn't have anything here in my ones column. So that means that my number has got 0 ones. So the top number that I'm starting with is 50. And you can see on the bottom, I've got 1 10 and 8 ones. So I'm subtracting 18. Now we always start with the ones. Well done if you said that. So we're going to start with our ones, following our success criteria. I am starting with 0 ones. And I can tick that again. I'm starting with 0 ones. Do I have enough ones to be able to subtract 8 ones? No, I don't. So what do I need to do? How do I get myself some ones here? Can you remember? If you're struggling to remember, have a look at the success criteria. What's the next step? That's right, we need to make an exchange. So I need to take one of my tens from my tens column and bring it into my ones column. But my 10 isn't allowed there because it's too big. So what I need to do is I need to exchange that. That means swap it for 10 ones because 10 ones is equal to 1 10. Now subtract the ones. I've got enough here to now subtract 8. So I've got 10 ones to start with. Let's take 8 of them away. And that leaves me with 2 ones, that's right. So how many do I have left? I've got 2 ones left. So that means I'm going to write it down here in my ones column. And now when I've done that, I can finally subtract the tens. Now I don't have 5 tens anymore because one of my tens from here had to be regrouped into ones. So that means I've got 4 tens left and I'm going to take one of them away. And that leaves me with, well done, that's right, that leaves me with 3 tens. So that means that 50 subtract 18 equals 32. We're now going to have a look at writing it in a more abstract form. That means without the deans, we're just going to try writing it with numbers. So over here, I still need a tens column and I still need a ones column. Let's work out what that top number is. My top number has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tens. So my 7 tens needs to go in my tens column and it has to go on the top because the top number is what I'm starting with. So I'm starting with 7 tens, but I don't have anything in my ones column. So what does that mean? That's right, that means I've got 0 ones. So the starting number is 70. The number that I am taking away has got 4 tens. So underneath in my tens column, I need to write 4 tens for 40. And underneath in my ones column, I need to write my 5 ones. Sorry, they're not tens, they are ones. Don't forget to write your subtraction symbol to show that you're taking away. So let's just recap that. I've got 70, which I'm starting with here. And I am taking away 45. Now don't forget when we write it up, we have to draw our giant equal sign at the bottom so that we can write our answer there. So let's have a look how that would look here, following our success criteria then. I am starting with ones. How many ones am I starting with? That's right, I'm starting with 0 ones. Do I have enough to be able to subtract 5 ones? Well, no, I don't. I don't have enough. I can't take 5 away from here because there's nothing there. So what do I need to do? Let's have a think. Where can I get some ones from? Have a look at your success criteria if you're struggling to think. Well done, we need to make an exchange. So one of my 10s has to now go into my ones column, but instead of it staying as a 10, because that's too big, I now need to exchange it for 10 ones, which is equal. So I'm going to make a swap. So now I can see that I don't have 7 10s anymore. I've actually got 6 10s. So over here, I'm going to show that by crossing out my 7, because I don't have 7 10s anymore, and changing it to a 6 to show that I've now actually got 6 10s left. And that 1 10 that has been taken from there, I'm going to draw that here. And you can now see that I've got 10 ones. Let's just double check that that's right over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I can see over here that I've now got 10 ones in my ones column. Now we know that we can't normally have that, but don't worry, it's not going to stay like that for long. After you've made your exchange, now we can subtract the ones. So now let's take away those 5 ones. If you can do that in your head, because you know your number bonds to 10, you will know that 10 subtract 5 leaves you with 5. Well done. So over here, we just did 10 subtract 5 equals 5. And I write my answer in my ones column between that giant equal sign. Now that we have worked out how many ones we have left, finally, we can subtract the 10s. So we can see that we don't have 7 10s anymore. We can see that here as well. Actually, I've only got 6 10s left. So 6 10s, take away 4. So let's take away 4 of those 10s. What does that leave me with? Can you work it out? That's right, I've got 2 10s left. So I need to write down here in my giant equal sign, I have got 2 10s left. So you can see that 70 take away 45 equals 25. What we're going to do now is I'm going to show you one more time how to do it in the abstract form. That means without the deans there to help you. And then I'm going to ask you to pause the video and you can have a go at working out this calculation yourself. So my turn. I am starting with the number 80 and I am subtracting 38. So let's go with my success criteria to start working out my answer. I am starting with, so remember the top number is what we're starting with. I am starting with how many ones? 0, that's right, I'm starting with 0 ones. Do I have enough there to be able to subtract 8? Is that possible? Can I do 8 take away, can I do 0 take away 8? No, that's impossible. So I need to get myself some ones. So what I need to do is I need to go to my 10s column, and one of my 10s is going to go from my 10s column into my ones column. If I had 8 10s and I put one of them into my ones column, how many 10s do I have left? 7 10s, that's right. So I'm going to show that I've got 7 10s left here, and that one of those 10s have gone here into my ones column. do I have enough to be able to subtract 8? Yes, I do. I'm starting with 10 and I'm taking away 8. If you know your number bonds to 10, you will know that that leaves you with 2 ones. Now that I've worked out how many ones I have left, now I can finally subtract my tens. So I'm starting with 7 tens and I'm going to subtract 3 of them. So I start with 7 tens and I subtract 3 of them. How many does that leave me? 4 tens, that's right. So that means that 80 take away 38 leaves me with the answer 42. I'm going to ask you to pause the video now and have a go at this next calculation by yourself or with a parent. When you finish working out the answer, play the video and we will go through it together. Remember, if you need a little bit more time, you can keep the video paused, but if you're ready, we'll go through it together now. So I am starting with 0 ones. First part of my success criteria. I'm starting with 0 ones. Do I have enough to be able to subtract 4 ones? Is that possible? 0 take away 4? No, it's not, because I don't have anything here. So that means I need to get myself some ones. Where can those ones come from? Did you remember? That's right. I can take some of my tens and turn them into ones. So instead of having 5 tens anymore, I'm going to take one of my tens and put it over here in my ones column. If I started with 5 tens and I put one of them into my ones column, how many tens does that leave me with? That's right, that leaves me with 4 tens. So now I have enough here to be able to subtract 4 ones. And if you know your number bonds to 10, you will know that 10 take away 4 equals 6. That's right, well done. And now that I've worked out how many ones I have left, now I can finally subtract my tens. Remember, the top number is what we're starting with. I'm starting with 4 tens. And if I take one of them away, that will leave me with 3 tens. That's right, well done. So 50 take away 14 equals 36. Well done, year 2. This is really tricky and it's going to be really hard for you to do this at home. So well done. Keep being resilient, keep trying your best. And I'm really looking forward to see all the amazing work that you send in. So the work that I want you to do at home, you can either pause the video here or on the next slide, and you can write it on a piece of paper and take a picture of it and send it to your class email address. If you would prefer to work on a computer, then you can go onto the school website and you can download the worksheet, type your answers onto the worksheet, and then you can send that saved version to your class email address as well. That's also fine. So it doesn't matter if you're working this out on a whiteboard or on a sheet of paper at home, or if you're doing it on the Word document from the school website. It's completely up to you. All that matters is that you're here, you're accessing the learning, and you're trying your best. Doesn't matter how we receive it, but we do want to see your amazing work. So your job is to answer these questions. If you would like to challenge yourself a little bit more, you can try these questions and pause the video here to work these questions out. Same again, you can download this from the website, or you can just write it onto a sheet of paper or a whiteboard, or whatever it is that you're writing on at home. I'm really looking forward to see all the amazing work that you send in. Well done. I'm sure you've worked really, really hard, and I can't wait to see your super work. Well done, year 2, and I will see you for another video. Bye.